It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers.
Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat look to grab a win here in Miami. Only one game away from San Antonio here. The Spurs will be back home for the next one. The guys coming into this game, it's been 5 consecutive losses, so confidence obviously will be a key for them tonight.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, the streak has been very difficult as this team has struggled of late. And the struggle, they've got a really tough challenge against this team.
Yeah, and if they're going to snap that losing streak, what better way to do it than against an opponent like these guys? I mean, that'd be doing it in style.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Aldridge out there with Hill. Then it's Green. Then there's Anderson. And it's Soto in at point.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Here's Marshall following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. That one goes. Count it. Smith's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Soto covered by Marshall. Soto rebound by Smith.
You know what? His finishing ability is not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force. That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
San Antonio with the ball after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. And that one's good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Marshall, and the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Pass to Hill, and he goes in for the dunk.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Here's Marshall, kicks it to Bosch. Smith outside. Now, here's Marshall. Not a lot of room. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No luck. And the Spurs going the other way now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys. And that's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, I can't name a team that's going to find a way to win shooting like that. I mean, they never had a chance with the touch they had that night.
Miami with the ball, following the three-pointer by San Antonio.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
And so it's San Antonio with it, following the basket by Freak. Here's Soto. Bosch grabs the miss. The Heat have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Winslow's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Feeds it to Aldridge. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Smith. Dang comes in for Winslow. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
Into the Spurs.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, outside Scola. He dishes it to Dragic. Takes a three. Rebounded by the Spurs. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
San Antonio with the ball. Following the three-pointer by Freak. They get the rebound and the basket by Dion.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Now, here's Marshall. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Wizards in Washington.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
San Antonio with the ball. Trailing by 2. Here's Marjanovic. Guarded by Marshall. There's a screen. Here's Marjanovic. And Young kicks to Hardaway. From past the arc. Here's Marjanovic. Got a hand on it. 41 seconds left in the first. Dragic left side. Out to the wing. And here's Marshall from the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. And that's 10 points for Freak.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Dang against Young. Marshall brings the double team. Here's Diaw. Rebound by the Heat. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
And we had the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about how he felt Tony Parker ranks among the league's best point guards. Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is as usual, Clark. You got to love having a guy like that as your coach.
Without question. I mean, you have no idea how huge.
Bosch is checked in for Smith. Scola comes in for Winslow. Goran Dragic is checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Marshall in for Williams. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Boris Diaw, also Young out there, and it's Green in at the two-guard spot. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Wizards put on a show. He finished with 15 points and stuffed the stat sheet with a double-double. A standout effort all around. The outing for him was certainly one that he would be happy to repeat.
Great. That jam. I mean, just beautiful.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Young's shot is off.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
On the wing, Green. Offline with his three.
He hit a three in the first. but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Oh, and the jam by Marshall.
And that fella can flat out fly, can he?
Reminds me of a young Greg Anthony
Oh,
out of
my
UNLV.
goodness.
No doubt about that. Just look at the elevation he climbed to right there.
Kevin, you just made my knees hurt.
That's what sets him apart from so many other point guards in the NBA.
And it's Dang in the corner. Bosch drives in. Here's Marshall. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
When you're hot, you're hot. And that's certainly been the case for Marshall. He has 14 points. And he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Wade, he's checked in for Luis Scola. Marshall hits them both. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and sour.
To the wing right side. Launches a three. Count that one. Marshall's got 19 points.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Miami ahead as they score 11 unanswered points to close out the quarter. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Goran, just a quick question before you head off to the locker room. Is the varied offensive attacks the team...
Give it up for your Heat. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Spurs trail by 21, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Marshall, he's in at point guard. Jason Smith is out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Dwayne Wade, and it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Here's Marshall, count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Soto. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Chris Bosh. The Spurs shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Soto covered by Marshall. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. He has 6.
You know, huge height advantage there. but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control is essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And San Antonio has possession. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
We got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy. Get into them on the perimeter. Posts. Rotate over and make your presence felt. Quit being so soft.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through LaMarcus Aldridge. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Soto, the pass to Anderson. Bosch against Aldridge. Passes it to Soto. From deep. Miami grabs the miss.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Dishes it to Aldridge. And the shot no good, a bit short.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Wade. Shot's good. Marshall making the play. And that's now 8 points for Dwayne Wade.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points. Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Timeout call for the Heat. Okay, Miami, now coming out of the court are your Heat answers. Let them hear ya.
And it seems like we've seen more and more of these guys in recent years. Big men who can shoot the three. Over the last month, these have been the best of them. Well, you look at Bosch, he's absolutely deadly from outside. And, of course, Boris Diaw, even more impressive. Another sniper. He'll hurt you from three-point land.
And the value of having a big man who can do what these guys can is that they draw bigger defenders out of the paint. You have to stay with them wherever they go.
And, you know, that opens up some wide lanes and paths to the bucket for their slashers, and they get a lot of room as a result to operate and penetrate. It's a huge benefit having a big fella who can knock down threes.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Spurs shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That's good from Aldridge. And Miami making a change here. New group in for the Heat. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Jason Smith. Dang comes in for Chris Bosh. Shelvin Max checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Marshall in for Mo Williams. Diaw with a wide open look. And he hits the jump shot. Diaw's got his 2nd basket of the night. Miami's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Scola drives in. That ball. Great assist by Marshall.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Marjanovic, guarded by Marshall. In transition, here comes Miami. That drops. Max got his 1st points of the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Heat delivering the blowout. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. On the floor for San Antonio, starting the fourth quarter. Hill is out there with Anderson. Then it's Bellamy. And it's Soto in at the one spot. The Spurs shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Here's Marjanovic. Shot's good. Marshall with it. To the left wing. The feed now to Winslow. Marshall dishes to Scola. It's stolen by Hill. Now here's Bellamy. Defense is right there. Pick up by Hill. Here's Soto. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. Oh, and the jam by Marshall.
He threw down that 360 like it was no problem at all. That's insane skill.
The guys on the bench are just falling all over themselves.
Yeah, they loved it.
We should as well. No doubt that will be one of the plays of the year.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Spurs passing it around. It's Anderson with the drive. Here's Marjanovic. Lays it up and banks it in.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
The Heat have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
And the Spurs making a change here. Aldridge. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, how about LaMarcus Aldridge in this one? 12 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that. Many times a game comes down to which team wins the free throw battle.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Miami.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
And so he makes both from the line.
Getting to the stripe is something they've been doing a lot of in the second half, guys.
And when you're behind, it's a good strategy. Not only do you get points, but you also get to set your defense.
Scola against Aldridge. The pass to Marshall. Clock at 6. And here's Pachulia. Miami no good on that time either.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Aldridge a screen. To the right side. Shoots from the baseline. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Here's Marshall, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
You know, I look at it this way, guys. It seems to me there are more high flyers at guard than anywhere else in the league these days.
Back to Scola. Here's Pachulia, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
Bellamy kicks to Anderson. The screen from Bellamy. Hill passes to Anderson. Good, the assist goes to Hill.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Now, here's Marshall. Mack dishes to Scola. And it's Miami with another.
Boy, that mid-range jumper is a beautiful thing to have in your bag, and they've had it going today.
And some say it's a lost art, but they're getting excellent results with it tonight.
Pick up by Hill. Anderson outside. Right side Hill. Pass to Garner. Wide open. Rebounded by Luis Scola. For Miami, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Winslow with it. He's against Anderson. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Heat.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And now, on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
I tell you what, Greg, no matter how brief it is, anytime you can get a season series sweep, you're happy.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was. For Marshall, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. So it's both teams making substitutions here. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Bellamy passes to Garner. Diaw, the screen. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And Miami can just let the clock run down here. Here's Marshall. Stolen. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never.
Guys,
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.